Alright, so here's the thermostat housing for the Mercedes C230. We're replacing this because we broke the little nipple off in the process of changing the water pump down here, so we're going to replace this bad boy. It comes just like this, a whole brand new housing, so isn't that convenient? And with a little rubber gasket for it. So let's get to taking that thing off. You're going to need a 10mm socket like this. Okay, there we go, 3 screws. Alright, so we're going to just give it a little tap. There we go. There she is, loose. You might have to pry these edges just a little bit of the hose because they do get a little caked on there. There we go. Alright, that should be loose. I'll just give it a little bit more from this side just to be sure. But looks like the thing was coming loose. There we go. Okay. A little bit of sediment in the end of the tube here, as you can see. Relatively easy. We want this to go back on the new pump with no problem. And this end to go on the upper radiator, because this is where this thing goes. It goes right back to here. So I'm going to put just a little bit of grease into the opening there. This style grease, little high temp grease. Some people think it does damage to the hose. I've been actually doing this all of my life. Anytime I've done car repairs, I always put just a tiny little bit. So I'm just going to touch my finger on this, wipe it on around the inside here. You could replace this hose if you wanted. It's actually not in too bad a shape. Put a little bit on this end too. Now, don't start gobbing it around in there because, yeah, that could create a problem. But just a tiny little bit to make it easy to go back on, that's all you should do. All right, so here's the new part. Your little rubber gasket, don't forget that. I'm going to put that right inside that lip, just like that. And then this is going to go on right here. There we go. Screws back in. Put them a little finger tight here. Get each of them in. $10mm socket back on there to hand tighten those down a little. Okay, put the ratchet on here. Nothing on this vehicle gets too much torque, so you need to be aware of that. Don't go over tightening things. A lot of aluminum stuff here. You can strip the threads, break your bolts into the holes pretty easily. Do not do that. Okay. Okay, everything feels reasonably tight now. So I'm just going to give it a little tweak down. If you got good strong hands like I do, you want to be really careful that you don't over torque these. So that's why I'm gripping it quite short. And then I just go give it a turn like I just did there, like you saw me. And don't over tighten them. You can always come back and check for leaks, but over tighten it, strip that bolt out, then you got a whole another problem in itself. All right, so the thermostat's in. We're ready to put our upper radiator hose back on. All right, make sure the clamp is sitting on the hose before you put it back in there. Just slide that bad boy in there like that. Use our screwdriver here. Snug it up properly. And there we go. Now, if you're wondering what feeds that, it's going to be this pipe right here. It's going to clip right to the front of the radiator here and then go on right here. So I'm just going to leave it there for the moment. Make sure that that clamp is in its place. I'll leave it right there for the moment. We're going to install the radiator here in just a moment.